Hello, tankers and gamers. It's Momentary Genius here with another video. This one's gonna be a long one because in this sloppy match, both teams performed sloppily and ended up running the clock out for my team's victory. So to kind of fill the time in here, I'm also got a bit of a one of my little pet peeves about the game. But first, here on Westfield now, we all know you're supposed to go to the hills for the most part over here on the right side, but in true World of Tanks console fashion, we got a lemming train up to the left, over the plateau area. I'm going this way now because what I want to have happen, what I dream of happening, and it is, I'm going to take my WZ 122 here. I'm going to go up just in front of the bridge, and normally, like in Era 1 with the Object 268 or the NI-116, I have a sniping bush to kind of just, do a little damage, maybe bust some tracks, slow down any enemy advances. Here I'm a bit out of position, and what I'm trying to do is, as you can see, use the ATGMs, but I'm slow to fire and they're slow to travel, so we get nothing. There's the first wasted ATGM. Now I'm spooked because we've got a Stingray trying to YOLO light us up. I see an FE 4211 being a little bit shy. Probably saw my first ATGM travel that way. So I try to pixel snipe his Coppola there with an ATGM for failure, and I'm going to regret wasting those two ATGMs later. So I'm realizing we're pretty much on this side of the map. The hills are abandoned, but at the same time, it seems I'm realizing the enemy team is not really doing much over there either. So, all right, this is a different match. Going for this, I believe it's a cat or a Mobat, same difference, right? Get that ATGM into him. I have no idea why I break off and try to engage another tank. Waste time, waste ammo. Like I said, I play sloppy. The rest of my team is sloppy and poorly performing. So, including the other team, that will devolve into a Cross Valley shootout later on. But, oh yeah, this T92, I probably should have let him go, but at the same time, as long as I'm shooting at him, he's going away from where my team is, and I'm keeping it moving. And yeah, I do get I'd land a few shots here. Whittle that health away, get some damage, but at the same time, I'm really probably ignoring some real cherry targets closer and more hittable. Yeah, I'm just like, oh no, the foliage. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, the other purpose for this video is to address one of my main complaints with this game, but as also a small issue. So we'll call this a pet peeve. And that is why there's a checkered line for a map boundary on all the maps instead of an illuminated boundary or any sort of real boundary in the game. But I went with the illuminated boundary because it's what they have in PC and they have in Blitz. Well, on Friday, April 15th, 2022, I was able to get that question answered by BAM1500, the lead level designer, and the Weekly Assault Twitch stream. I know he has a real name. I'm not going to be a stalker and find it in the credits or anything like that. This is how they wish for them to be referred to in these streams. Pain God, tank source. So I respect their attempt at privacy. So I have got a transcript here. My question was, will maps ever have an additional way to identify map boundaries rather than just having the checkered line like the red walls in PC? BAM 1500, again, the lead level designers, answer was, I mean, we've been kind of going back and forth on this a little bit on how to better address and allow a little bit more awareness to the player. A lot of times, these things kind of get pushed back in priority. In terms of a lot of the pillars that we're trying to achieve for a milestone. For instance, I guess to give you guys context as to why we have kind of went with the checkerboard, is you now know a bit of an accessibility issue for people that might be red-blue colorblind and might not be able to quite see like the web PC has for the red border. But there has been some ideas of prototyping of maybe we have ability for players to go past the border, and like how other games handle it, like, hey, return to the battlefield after X seconds. But then we realized, no, that's not a great idea, because all the maps have to be kind of considered for this, because players can probably really quickly tuck themselves in behind some buildings or mountains where they shouldn't be. So it's still things we're looking into how to better address, but nothing that you guys will be seeing within the next couple milestones. So I may have fumbled there, but Bam said a lot to say very little. So he did directly address the way I worded my question with the illuminated wall, the red wall that's used in PC. And he said they don't do it because of color blindness. Now, for some of you real new players, like in the past year, you may not realize that a lot of veterans who may have heard that are rolling their eyes, that when update 6.0 came out, it stripped a lot of things out of the original game in a way of we're rebuilding it for the future. But one of the things that got stripped out of 6.0 was colorblind mode features. They completely removed them and didn't reinstate them for months, 2 to 3 months, no colorblind features. A now factory standard for most shooters, or most games in general. So his answer was a bit, really? You're gonna be brazen like that? Now, I realize now they're bringing back new maps and stuff, or what is it? Restoring old maps. They're not new. That putting in anything else would be a real pain, because I'm sure there'd be some excuse of why they can't just you can't click W for wall. But the fact there's some areas in maps where there's hills that hide the checkered line, so you're going up them trying to get behind them or get on top of them to have a better shot, and it's an invisible wall. The fact there's no true physical visual representation in any way, shape, or form, i.e., again, a wall, a hedge, a long line of obnoxious bushes, or my option here is, if we're talking about a game involving tanks, hedgehogs, really big hedgehogs, so from a distance you can see. Because the problem with the checkered line is you got to be looking down at some point. You got to be looking more at the front of your tank than you are at the enemy tank you're engaging with, the enemy tank circling you, or your repositioning tactic. You got to be looking elsewhere while you're being fired on or while you're shooting. And if you're shooting and you're looking away from the wall, that you can't see, you're gonna hit it, and suddenly you're a target. You're a perfect target. So this is one of those main issues of this, where WoT Console, maybe Wargaming Channel, have this, either, to put it rudely, half-assed attitude towards the game, or that'll do. Now, granted, this is a game as a service game, so it's constantly evolving. A little bit here, a little bit later. We don't need to rush. We don't need to do a lot. But we're just talking about a map boundary here that may befuddle some new players as to, why can't I go over there? I can see over there and there's nothing there. Oh, this painted on road paint is stopping me. So that's my little complaint about the game. There's others, but that's my little pet peeve that always gets me. So back to the match here. We're now 3-2. Here we are, like I said, shooting back and forth. Now, please realize, I looked at the map several times and pinged the map, but I never looked at what tanks I'm actually up against. I'm looking for an Object 120 because I see that triangle and I'm thinking, Object 120. Having forgot that this week, or last week, the M50 Ontos, the 6 recoilless rifled tank destroyer, was on sale. Which explains why I'm getting pounded by so few tanks. I was like, what is this? Now, actually, there's an earlier... you could see the Ontos moving, but I didn't see it because I'm looking for the wrong tank. Now, before you get your hopes up that this Brave Heavy here is going off to do some spotting on the other side, nope, no, I realize he's heading for capture. He's going to go for capture. And now I'm following the tracer fire. I'm looking, and so, oh, you will not believe how upset I was with myself that I wasn't looking for this little shoebox with guns. There I am, like, just letting my rage out, missing shots. Can't lead. Shooting when I should be. And just look, I am days in the foliage, and then I do something stupid here. Yep. I disengage. I'm not looking. I'm moving around. And alright, now where's it? Oh, there he is. There he is. What do I do? Do I take this shot? Do I... He was there, but he wasn't there, and I knew that. But hey, maybe he stopped and backed up. Right. Again, sloppy everything. And now I'm come to the position that we are capping, and yet I'm like, I see him. I ping. I get destroyed because I swear to God I could outrun that shell. I swear to God. So here we are. We're capping at 1 minute 20 seconds. We've got 2 minutes 13 seconds left on the board, and we're down to 2 tanks. And again, these are tanks that have just been clustered there at like E0. Hey, in their defense, they got damage and they didn't have to move to take out the enemy team. So hey, it works, right? Oh God. Alright, so now our nearly full health FE421 211 is coming off the capture. Yay! While our truly brave tank, the T-72 Ural, is actually engaging. And unfortunately, yep, ram kill. But he did spot the enemy, so now slowly climbing the hill. The last lone warrior may be able to actually take out the final enemy tank. We're down to 1 minute 10. Slowly. All right. We're getting lit up. Oh man, we're down to it. We're at it. We're at that minute mark. And now bouncing rounds, because FE4 211. Why not? And here he is. I think, yeah, it's this now they're playing. Everyone's being a little too reserved, too scared. Like, well, maybe can I? I don't know. You're an FE4 211 with nearly full health. Boy, get in there. You can do this. 30 seconds. Nope. He has lost contact with the enemy and is not really interested in going for the enemy because he's in the town. Yeah. 15 seconds. See, as he's timid. He's trying, but he's not committed. He doesn't have the cojones for this. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. We run the clock out for a victory. And you're welcome, my team. Got the MVP. Despite the sloppy shooting, the sloppy aiming. But hey, like I said, everyone was sloppy on this match. Almost 2,000 assisted. Almost got a combined 6,000 total. It was a tense match, but there was a lot of mistakes that it was good, but it was sloppy. You know what I mean? So it was not quite there. So with that, I will say goodbye, fellow Tankers gamers. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you on the battlefield. Catch you in the next one.